Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mes chers amis libéraux, bonjour. We are proud and honored this weekend to gather from all across Canada on the traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq. Thank you for your very warm welcome. As most of you know, I come from Saskatchewan. And in the center of Saskatchewan, there's a small city called Humboldt, with a hockey team known as the Broncos. As this whole country knows, in a devastating highway crash 2 weeks ago, 16 members of the Broncos organization were tragically killed, and 13 others were seriously injured. The shock and the grief and the trauma struck Humboldt very hard, but it also reached far beyond. The pain was felt and shared in every corner of our vast country and in many places around the world. Maybe it's because our great sport of hockey was involved. Maybe it's because almost every Canadian family is familiar with those bus trips that take thousands of our kids somewhere almost every day to compete in the sports that they love. Maybe it's because the victims were so many and so young. For whatever reasons, the outpouring of love and support from everywhere for the Humboldt Broncos has been truly heartwarming. Human kindness at its very best when it was most desperately needed. The 16 hockey sticks just outside the door of this convention are part of that. From the people of Humboldt and all Saskatchewan, we say simply, thank you, Canada. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being so generous and so kind. Thank you especially to the first responders, the emergency medical professionals, the grief counselors, and the trauma teams who do such incredibly tough and vital work to rescue and to heal and to comfort. And to the people of Humboldt, the Broncos, and all the other suffering communities and families, please know that you are in our hearts forever. The goodness of your lives, the best of Canada that you represent, and the outpouring of kindness from so many people sharing your loss will help all of us to find strength and to rekindle hope once again. Godspeed. Et maintenant, mes chers amis, j'ai le grand honneur cet après-midi d'aider à présenter notre leader et le Premier ministre du Canada, le chef qui est responsable de grands sauts pour le Parti libéral, de la 3e place à la 1re place, de 36 sièges et 184 sièges de purgatoire politique jusqu'au gouvernement majoritaire dans une seule élection en 2015. And let me just note as I begin that this month, April 2018, marks the 5th anniversary of Justin Trudeau as leader of the Liberal Party of Canada. April 2018 also marks the 50th anniversary of our selection of Pierre Elliott Trudeau as our leader in 1968. And I am proud to have been present personally at both of those great occasions. Now, before we watch an exciting video, let me just tell you 4 quick things. First, we won in 2015 by having a relentless focus on the middle class and all of those working so hard just to get to the middle class. And we have delivered on that mandate. Middle class tax cuts for 9 million Canadian taxpayers. Greater security for seniors, improving the OAS and the GIS, and negotiating an historic upgrade in the Canada Pension Plan. New accords with all of the provinces and territories on health, housing, and early learning and childcare. Record-breaking federal investments in infrastructure, science, innovation, and access to higher education. And the biggest innovation in social policy in more than a generation in the creation of the new Canada Child Benefit. Tax-free, indexed, targeted, more cash for 9 out of 10 families, lifting 300,000 Canadian kids out of poverty. Yes, indeed, for the middle class and for all those working so hard to join them, that is Justin Trudeau's mandate. Point number 2. It's all about jobs and growth and boosting the middle class, but it's also about fairness and inclusion. An economy that is unfair, that leaves people out or leaves people behind, is an economy that does not grow very well or prosper. A strong, growing economy depends on fairness. It combats discrimination against LGBTQ2 Canadians. It encourages visible minorities, people with disabilities, and newcomers. It makes more and more room for Indigenous Canadians. And it always includes more women. That is part of Justin Trudeau's mandate, too. Thirdly, look at the results so far. A national economic growth rate that is about double the average that persisted under Stephen Harper, and now we're leading the G7. A federal debt ratio that is also the best in the G7, already low and getting lower year after year. Unemployment that is near an all-time record low, and 630,000 net new jobs created since Justin Trudeau became the Prime Minister of Canada. Et finalement, numéro 4, notre chef est incroyablement fort, concentré et résilient. Il est intelligent et habile, son énergie semble illimitée, his eyes are fixed very much on the long term, on the great and decent country which Canadians always aspire to be. And Prime Minister, we want you and Sophie to know that we share your vision. You carry our hopes and our dreams, and we will always have your back every minute, every step of the way. Thank you.
Stephen Harper says I'm not ready. I'll tell you what I'm not ready for. I'm not ready to stand by as our economy slides into recession. Not ready to watch hard-working Canadians lose jobs or fall further behind. I am ready to do what my opponents won't. Ask our wealthiest to pay more tax so our middle class can pay less. I'll lead this country with a new plan for our economy that works not just for the few, but for everyone. I'm ready to bring real change to Ottawa. Our first substantive bill, the tax cut for the middle class, will be introduced in this House on Wednesday.
Over the last 2 years, hardworking Canadians have created nearly 600,000 new jobs, most of them full-time.
L'allocation canadienne aux enfants, qui sera plus simple, non imposable et plus généreux pour 9 familles sur 10.
We're here today to meet with the Prime Minister and to talk about the Canada Child benefit that started. I have 2 sisters and we're all very different households. So for me, the benefit really works because the families who need to get the benefit are getting it and those that don't need the extra money aren't.
And this really helps a lot to me and my kids, especially now, being a single dad.
So we have 5 children. Our oldest is 9 and our youngest is 22 months. Raising kids is expensive.
I used to be a teacher though.
I know. I'm a boxer.
I was a boxer a long time ago. But now I'm just a prime minister.
Le Premier ministre est le ministre de la Jeunesse. Il est possible de voir ça parce qu'il y a plusieurs étudiants qui ont bénéficié du programme d'emploi d'été Canada. Les étudiants n'ont pas besoin de repayer leur bourse d'études jusqu'à temps qu'ils fassent un salaire raisonnable.
I had the opportunity to be a part of the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's announcement, a national housing strategy to support opportunities for all Canadians to have homes. Affordable, quality housing is an absolute and essential human right.
Une de mes grandes fiertés au cours de la dernière année est la réalisation du plan d'action sur les langues officielles. Alors, je suis très fière de faire partie d'un gouvernement qui travaille pour les Canadiennes et les Canadiens.
I was at the announcement of the Oceans Protection Plan, and it was very thrilling. The government was finally making a big investment to use science and data, and also it was very thrilling to hear that focus on empowering Indigenous communities.
It's an important time in the history of Canada as we move into #NEXT150, as we really get to work recognizing the rights and implementing the rights of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis here in Canada.
Je me souviens quand le premier ministre était à Edmonton et on marchait, il dit « Randy, ici, je sens chanceux que les Canadiens m'élisent comme le premier ministre. On va faire des fiertés d'un océan à l'autre. So I remember vividly walking in that first Pride Parade with him in Toronto, and people were openly weeping. They actually couldn't believe it was the real Prime Minister. And I even at one point thought to myself, what, do they think we have a stunt double or something?
The 21st century is all about inclusion, and this Prime Minister knows how to walk the talk. Viola Desmond, that great Nova Scotian on the $10 bill, or by recognizing the United Nations Decade of People of African Descent. Aussi vu ça avec le Premier ministre qui était le premier Premier ministre à reconnaître l'existence du racisme anti-noir au Canada. Ça, c'est la force du Canada. Ça, c'est la force de ce Premier ministre.
This is our son Liam. Hey Liam, what did you want to thank Justin Trudeau for today?
The women and stuff.
When he found out we were coming, he said, "Mommy, we need to thank Justin Trudeau for the ladies." And I said, "What do you mean for the ladies?" And he said, "Because he made things equal."
First of all,
looks a lot like Canada, and I understand one of the priorities for you was to have a cabinet that was gender balanced. Why was that so important to you?
Because it's 2015.
Fellow Liberals, chers amis libéraux, veuillez accueillir notre chef et le Premier ministre du Canada. Please welcome the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada and our Prime Minister, le très honorable, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
Bonjour mes amis. Welcome to Nova Scotia. Hello Halifax. Thank you, Ralph, for that warm introduction, but mostly thank you for your steadfast leadership and service to our country through extraordinary times and through difficult times, like the one where we all stand with you and Saskatchewan for Humboldt. I also, of course, want to congratulate our new president, Suzanne Cowan. Suzanne, you've been there for me and our movement since the very beginning of this great adventure. Since the very, very beginning, in fact, nobody has put in more work into getting us where we are today. We wouldn't be here without you, so thank you for being along as our president. See, for anyone out there who has even at one point in their lives had a 5-minute conversation with Suzanne, you know where she's from because she will have told you. I have never met a prouder Haligonian. And I've met a lot of proud Haligonians. So it is fitting and right that you begin your presidency in your great hometown. Welcome home. What a crowd, what an amazing convention. I'm told we're around 3,000 strong, and that almost 1,600 of you have actually never attended a convention before. So welcome to the most open political movement in Canada. It is now yours to shape and build and grow. We need your enthusiasm and ideas, your positivity and your energy. But most of all, we need your hope and hard work. Hope and hard work are exactly what got us to where we are today. Il y a 5 ans ce mois-ci, vous m'avez accordé votre confiance en faisant de moi votre chef. Mon argument durant la course à la chefferie était simple. Les Canadiens avaient arrêté de faire confiance au Parti libéral parce que le Parti libéral avait arrêté de faire confiance dans les Canadiens. J'ai jamais prétendu avoir toutes les réponses, mais j'ai toujours su qu'ensemble, les Canadiens les avaient. Et je vous ai promis que personne ne travaillerait plus fort avec vous pour les trouver. Cela dit, le défi est encore le même aujourd'hui. Bâtir un programme axé sur les Canadiens de la classe moyenne et les gens qui travaillent fort tous les jours pour en faire partie, et bâtir le mouvement politique qui fera de ces idées une réalité. Et ensemble, c'est exactement ce que nous avons fait. C'est ce que vous avez fait avec des centaines de milliers de vos concitoyens qui se sont portés volontaires pour faire des téléphones et du porte-à-porte. Et des millions de Canadiens nous ont accordé leur confiance pour concrétiser leurs idées et leurs rêves. Together, we did it by challenging conventional wisdom, by blowing the doors off the echo chamber that had become politics in this country, which makes it possible to have a convention room that looks like this one, that looks just like Canada. We did it by having the courage to present new ideas to Canadians about the economy, about how to create good middle-class jobs in the 21st century. We did it by reaffirming our values and standing up for them. See, when the Harper Conservatives spent millions upon millions of dollars on personal attacks and the politics of fear and division, we didn't join them in the gutter. We beat them the old-fashioned way. We had better ideas for Canadians and recruited a better team to turn those ideas into real change. We challenged the pessimistic, divisive politics with a positive vision of the future that includes all Canadians from all backgrounds, regions, and walks of life. Sunny ways, my friends, sunny ways. But let me tell you this. We can stack our record up against any governments. You see, there are those who say our movement is about image and not policy. Well, tell that to the 300,000 kids who were living in poverty 3 years ago and who aren't now. whose families can enjoy simple things like better school supplies and healthier food. Just try to tell that to the millions of working Canadians who now have a stronger Canada pension plan, which Conservatives voted against and opposed every step of the way. Tell that to the more than 700,000 plus seniors aged 65 and 66 who still get $8,100 every year from old age security. Those grandparents who can now afford to take their children's children to a movie or to a local junior hockey game. Et encore, il y a des gens qui prétendent que nous sommes images sans substance. Ben allez dire ça aux 618 000 Canadiens qui ont décroché un nouvel emploi depuis l'automne 2015, ou à tous ceux qui ont créé ces emplois, abaissant notre taux de chômage à son plus bas en 40 ans. Essayez de dire ça aux millions de Canadiens de la classe moyenne qui payent moins d'impôts qu'avant. Ou essayez d'expliquer ça aux mieux nantis qui payent plus d'impôts d'avant. Eux, en tout cas, là, ils me le rappellent à tous les jours qu'on n'est pas juste image et substance. Try and tell that to the families whose loved ones would be suffering through needless and excruciating pain in terminal illness, who now have the choice to die with dignity in the care of a doctor. Try telling that to the more than 3,600 communities with projects from our infrastructure plan, projects that wouldn't exist otherwise because both the Conservatives and the NDP didn't have the confidence to invest in Canada's future. And you just try telling that to the more than 50,000 Syrians who would still be fleeing persecution if the Conservatives had had their way, but who instead are building communities and growing the economy all across our country today. Try telling it to victims of domestic violence, whose assailants will no longer be able to own a gun thanks to common sense gun legislation, which the Conservatives opposed too. Try telling it to all the Canadians, particularly young people, who want Canada to do its part to fight climate change and protect the environment. Because they now have a government that is pricing carbon pollution, investing in clean technologies, and protecting our coasts with a world-class oceans protection plan. Mes chers amis, c'est facile de céder au cynisme lorsqu'il est question de politique. C'est trop facile de regarder les nouvelles, de lire les chroniqueurs et d'arriver à la conclusion que tous les politiciens sont les mêmes. C'est trop facile de se dire que les élections n'ont pas vraiment d'importance parce que les politiciens ne pensent qu'à eux-mêmes et qu'en bout de ligne, rien ne va changer. Bien, lorsque vous entendez les gens faire valoir cet argument, je vous invite à penser à Tarek Haddad, qui s'est adressé à vous hier. Tarek vivait en Syrie avec sa famille et démarrait son entreprise de chocolat lorsque la guerre éclatait il y a 7 ans. Cette guerre qui a détruit sa communauté, qui a tué des membres de sa famille et ses amis. Cette guerre qui l'a poussé à porter un regard sombre sur un avenir incertain. Aujourd'hui, Tarek est non seulement en sécurité, mais il contribue énormément à la communauté d'Antigonish, à la Nouvelle-Écosse et au Canada en entier. Mais lorsque je pense à Tarek, je me souviens aussi d'Alan Kurdi. Vous vous rappellerez d'Alan. Vous vous rappellerez de son corps d'enfant qui s'était échoué sur une plage turque le 2 septembre 2015. À l'époque, nous étions au milieu d'une campagne électorale très serrée. On était de passage chez moi à Montréal ce matin-là. Je garde des souvenirs clairs de ces images. Je m'en souviendrai toujours. See, I can't think of Tarek Haddad without also thinking of Alan Kurdi. More than 50,000 people escaped a future that might have been like Alan's, but wasn't because of a choice Canadians made. A choice that illustrates everything that is so great about our country. And it wasn't just about changing their government. The government of Canada didn't turn more than 50,000 Syrians into Canadians. Their fellow Canadians did. More than 2 million Canadians have been involved in sponsoring refugees, not just from Syria, but from all over the world, through church groups and neighborhood associations, their kids' schools, and their own workplaces. 2 million Canadians saw a great wrong in the world and did what they could to right it. What makes me proudest of our fellow citizens is that they did it despite the flood of factless fear-mongering that aimed to dissuade them from doing it. Well, we Canadians know who we are. We know from daily personal experience that diversity is a great source of strength, not of weakness. We see it in our homes, our community centers, and our workplaces, in our mosques and our churches, in our gurdwaras and our synagogues. We are strong not in spite of our differences, but because of them. Lorsque les Canadiens voient quelqu'un qui a besoin d'aide, ils lui tendent la main. Lorsque nous voyons des gens exclus, nous travaillons encore plus fort pour les inclure. Lorsque nous reconnaissons l'injustice fondamentale que constitue l'écart salarial entre les sexes, nous agissons et nous travaillons pour faire en sorte que tous les Canadiens aient une chance réelle et égale de réussir, hommes et femmes. Nous sommes féministes.
Et nous le sommes parce que c'est la bonne chose à faire et parce que c'est la chose intelligente à faire. Nous savons que lorsque les femmes réussissent, c'est l'économie au complet qui réussit en même temps. À une époque où trop de pays oublient les grandes leçons tirées de notre histoire commune, les Canadiens restent fidèles à nos valeurs. When we make honest efforts to create opportunities for everyone, we learn the forces that bind us together are much stronger than those that would pull us apart. Canada is a living, growing testament to that fact. Now, conservative politicians want people to believe that Canada is broken. Well, I say that shows how little they've learned from the election they lost in 2015. Now, Canada's not perfect. We have many problems to solve, many challenges to overcome. And I'm not perfect. Sophie's been telling me that for 15 years. And of course, neither is any government. We all have miles to go before we sleep. Nous avons encore beaucoup de travail à faire avant de pouvoir regarder nos enfants dans les yeux et leur dire que nous avons fait tout ce que nous pouvions pour lutter contre les changements climatiques et bâtir une économie verte. Nous avons encore beaucoup de travail à faire avant de pouvoir leur dire que nous sommes arrivés à la véritable réconciliation avec les peuples autochtones. Encore beaucoup de travail à faire avant de pouvoir affirmer que l'économie canadienne fonctionne réellement pour tous les Canadiens. Parce que malgré un taux de chômage exceptionnellement bas, nombreux sont ceux qui se sentent encore laissés pour compte. Mais mettons quand même une chose au clair. Le Canada est le meilleur pays du monde. And I will repeat this for the Conservative Party. Canada is the best country in the world. There is not a single country on earth that wouldn't trade their problems for ours. I love this country down to my bones, and I will defend it and our values against anyone who says it's broken. But of course, my friends, as we all know, better is always possible. I am looking forward to the 2019 campaign because I can't wait to put our plan, our team, and our vision of Canada up against theirs. In fact, I'm looking forward to it because I don't think the Conservative Party learned anything from the last campaign. The current leader of the opposition introduced himself to Canadians a year ago as Stephen Harper with a smile. His words, not ours. As if the biggest problem with the previous government was Mr. Harper's facial expression. I'll tell you this. It wasn't Stephen Harper's frown that created the worst growth record since the Great Depression. It wasn't his demeanor that cut veterans' pensions and closed their service centers. It wasn't his mood that failed to get either a pipeline built or to act on climate change. No, my friends, Stephen Harper's personal disposition didn't fail Canada. His policies did. And if there's one thing, and only one thing, that we've learned about the Conservative Party under Mr. Scheer, it's this. It may be Andrew Scheer's smile, but it's still Stephen Harper's party. S'il y a une chose, juste une chose, que nous avons appris au sujet du Parti conservateur sous la direction d'Andrew Scheer, c'est ceci. C'est peut-être le sourire d'Andrew Scheer, mais c'est toujours le parti de Stephen Harper. The same policies, the same politics of fear and division. If anything, they've been emboldened by successful campaigns elsewhere in the world to divide people one against the other. Ils menacent de défaire notre plan pour lutter contre les changements climatiques et de revenir en arrière. Pire encore, les conservateurs refusent catégoriquement de reconnaître qu'il s'agit là d'un problème auquel il faut s'attaquer. Rappelons-nous aussi qu'Andrew Scheer promet d'aller encore plus loin que Stephen Harper en assouplissant davantage le contrôle des armes à feu. Ils se sont battus contre et ont voté contre chaque mesure que nous avons mis de l'avant pour augmenter les impôts des 1% plus riches et de baisser ceux de la classe moyenne. Well, my friends, let's see if a lesson taught twice is a lesson not forgotten. In 2015, Canadians rejected the politics of fear and division. Perhaps they wanted to teach the Conservative Party a lesson, but it didn't want to learn, and evidently it still doesn't. Positive politics means you fight for your ideas. You don't demonize your opponents. And as I said to you at our convention in Montreal in 2014, Canadians who vote Conservative are not our enemies, they are our neighbors. We will fight for Canadians, all Canadians. We will fight for their future and for their hopes and dreams. We will fight for their right to have a government that respects them, that listens to them, that sticks up for them, and that cares for them. That is why we do this. Vous avez commencé ce mouvement il y a 5 ans. Regardez autour de vous. Vous avez déjà marqué l'histoire. Mais nos plus grands défis restent toujours devant nous. Êtes-vous prêts? Get out there. Go knock doors. Make phone calls. Don't take a single Canadian for granted. Parlez à vos amis. Parlez à vos voisins. Trust in Canadians, my friends. Tell them about the work we're doing. Tell them about the movement we're building. We have every right to be proud of our accomplishments as a movement and as a country. But they didn't happen by accident, and they won't continue without effort. You all know, we all know, that Canada is the best country in the world, and with hope and hard work, we can make it even better, because we all know better is always possible. Merci, mes amis!